I can do about it. Oh man, I think I'm gonna celebrate my independence by watching this movie that probably has no bearing on my life, whether metaphorically or literally. I'm gonna hook you! I don't know what it is, but something about that movie is making me think about something that happened in my life. Maybe I'll just say the entire plot out loud and see if that sparks any memories. Waves, thick rock music, and a long-ass tracking helicopter shot eventually reveal, oh shit, there was a dude sitting there this whole time. He's playing with the little locket thing and pounding Natty Light as fireworks explode in the background. This is what the founding fathers would call a perfect night.
Crank 'em, settle down, settle down.
Side note, this might be the first horror movie set on July 4th, but for some reason it refuses to take advantage of that. Like, Halloween utilizes set pieces with everybody wearing costumes, and there are a million Christmas-themed horror movies. And yet, spoiler alert, nobody in this movie dies from alcohol poisoning or getting blown up by fireworks or having a heart attack from eating like too many charred burgers. This movie could have taken place on Arbor Day and it wouldn't affect the plot too much. So I'm already upset 10 seconds into the film.
Work it, babe!
But whatever, in a nearby town, Buffy is absolutely slaying a beauty pageant thanks to her secret talent.
I had no idea her breasts were so ample.
Like your fat, juicy butt.
I agree, Ray, the boy who is not actually dating her, but you do realize that Julie, who looks exactly like Jennifer Love Hewitt, is standing right behind you? And we're gonna talk about ampleness.
Look at her, she was born for this.
What does ample mean? Is that like...
What, you want me to show you a picture? What are you gonna
No, just define ample. No.
I'm on sexist overload as it is. Kill the commentary.
Sorry.
Anyway, these three dickheads, including Barry, who is dating that great abundance, are all about to graduate high school and go on to do big, ample, great things.
Where I'll pursue a career as a serious actress.
Well, you were mistaken.
Yeah, no silly teen slasher movies for her, just ample awards movies.
Through art, I shall serve my
Work it, babe!
And hey, she won! Barry is so psyched about it, I'm assuming there must be an ample cash prize or something. That's my girlfriend! We get it, she's officially the hottest girl in town, but it's a small town. Calm down, Barry, damn. Anyway, these four dickheads dickhead to a big party where Buffy reveals she and her sister aren't exactly the best of friends despite her ampleness.
With pleasure.
Also, this nerd named Max tries to big bang Julie.
How about I take you out before you leave town?
I'm gonna take you behind the middle school and get you pregnant.
While I respect the effort, I don't feel like he should be that surprised that her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend are dicks to him.
Yo, chum big, take a hike.
Bazinga!
Why is everybody so mean to me just because I'm trying to have sex with their girlfriends? From there, they head to a beach with a grounded ship that probably cost 90% of the movie's budget, and they argue about the specifics of some urban legend about a dude who killed people with a hook.
It's a fictional story created to warn young girls of the dangers of having premarital sex.
Look, you're all wrong.
Then Ray clumsily attempts to use the story about a hook-themed serial killer to hook up with Julie. I'm gonna hook you! And while I respect the... Oh, okay, she fell for it. Hook, line, and stinker. My man. You know the same. One hook for the stink, two hooks for the pink. Or is it the other way?
Yeah, say your source.
I don't know how I feel at all.
That's very ableist of you. Not everybody has all their fingers. Captain Hook's not allowed to make love?
Oh, you know all those children you didn't have?
No, not with the children. Dave!
You're a crook, Captain Hook.
I really hate this.
Well, that's terrifying.
We're off to a great start.
I'll let you impregnate me.
Behind the middle school?
I know what you did last summer. Sex. Can't wait for next summer when these two couples will have a play date with their 3-month-olds on the ample set of Buffy's very serious movie. They drive home listening to more thick music and spilling alcohol and running over dudes.
What the hell is this crap?
Man, I haven't listened to bands like that in forever. It's weird how that memory just came back. They check the body to see if it has a pulse, and they're like, I actually think it does not have a pulse.
I think he's dead.
And Barry's like, well, I'm drunk, and this is my car, even though Ray was driving, and if we call the police, we're screwed.
Look at me. I'm drunk as shit.
Someone call the police.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we could drag him to the water and dump him in.
But actually, Barry, I think only you are screwed, and you seem to suck all of the ass.
We don't have time for your shit.
So I say everybody else should just call the cops, blame Barry, and make a new fourth friend. Shouldn't be that hard to find somebody willing to bang Buffy on the beach, though it may be tough to find somebody who's cool with Ray constantly commenting on her breasts, but you won't know until you try. You know? But also, I feel like they'd be fine. It's not like the car is keyed into Barry's DNA, so it's entirely believable somebody else drove. Not to mention, there are technically 3 truthful witnesses. Plus, it's dark as shit on this road that is 100% not accessible to pedestrians, so I actually think it wouldn't be difficult to prove that the guy on a dark road in the middle of nowhere was up to something sketchy. And worst case scenario, Barry is rich, so he should be fine kind of regardless. Also, they're all leaving in a couple of months anyway, so there's not gonna be any major, like, social fallout. I'm just saying, own up to it. Except right then, Max rolls up, so they make their decision very quickly. Specifically, the decision to pull the body off the road and pretend to puke on it.
Daddy's gonna be mad.
Max is like, well, looks like they're having some wacky fun pretending to be dead and getting puked on. You kids, all right, you have fun. I'm gonna drive away. Oh man, Max, you really gotta find some friends ASAP, buddy. You need to know what real human interactions look like. If you were a little more neurotypical, you'd floor it to the nearest police station right then and there, and then this whole movie wouldn't happen, and I wouldn't have to watch it to remember something. I don't know.
Yep.
They take the body to a pier or something to dump it in the water, but whoops! It's not fully dead, so they kick it in the water to finish the job because presumably he's a rock type. Then Barry is like, yeah, let's just pretend I never killed this guy.
We take this to our grave. Let me hear it.
Lay low for a while because you're probably wanted for murder.
But like, guys, just turn him in. Barry sucks, and Buffy's ample breasts are wasted on him. You'd be doing the world a favor.
Don't you nod your head, you say it.
VHS fast forward noises because 90s, and now it's a year later, and Julie's out of college, but with no sheets on her bunk bed. She does, however, have a pushy black roommate that is so similar to Sydney's pushy black college roommate in Scream 2.
Move your tired, ugly ass, girl.
Hey, move your ass, okay? You're late.
I actually Googled whether Scream was parodying this scene somehow, but actually no. Both movies are just written by the same guy and released the same year, and I guess Kevin Williamson just thinks there's something inherently fascinating about a pushy black college roommate, or at least he did in 1997 when he just couldn't stop thinking about it.
What? Don't even try to bag, okay? Because you promised me.
Get your white as death, chalky corpse in the car.
So the 2 scripts he was writing at the same time, my traumatized white girl goes to college and meets a pushy black roommate. It's so good, I'm gonna use it twice. It's just like, did he have a black roommate in college who later saw these scenes in the theater? Was like, what? What the shit, dude? I'm not that pushy. I think it's supposed to be a positive portrayal, right? They're both like, all right, we gotta do things, we gotta do stuff. Like, they're the motivated ones, and the white people are all like traumatized. But it's like, why did you do that twice?
Yeah, we're learning a lot about the writers.
Yeah.
Are you on drugs? What?
What? No. Julie's back home, and we learn she's been sucking at college, not in the fun way.
How's the snapper?
Tight, very tight, extremely tight.
Well, it would have to, because according to the dean, you only have one more chance.
She can't get over that guy they murdered, but like, girl, that was like so last summer. You are not gonna be ready for the real world if you can't compartmentalize when you murder somebody. Look, why don't you read this fun letter you got as a distraction? Oh, shit. Do you think that's referring to that murder you did? Or is this one of the sore losers from the beer pong tournament you won?
Your guess is as good as mine. Why? What does it say?
Nothing.
No, yeah, it's probably the murder thing. God, what? Nobody can get over this? Again, it was a year ago. Julie goes to talk to Buffy because the serious actress thing didn't work out for either her nor anyone in this cast, really.
I guess I found something a little bit better.
And apparently both of the girls broke up with their boyfriends.
Just shut the hell up!
Which is crazy because, God, Barry is a snack and Ray is a catch because he's a fisherman now. That's a little fisherman jargon for you.
If you're watching this on a boat, that's for you.
Watching this on a boat? Oh my God, I'm totally watching this on a boat. That's crazy.
I'll work on that one over there on the end.
Oh, shit! Speaking of, some fisherman bazingas Max with a hook for no apparent reason. Bazinga! I mean, sure, Barry confronted him earlier thinking he was the one who wrote the letter.
Your ass, I got no problem with that. off!
But clearly that's not the case, so why is he murdered? Is the real killer jealous that Max was getting too much attention? No one cares what you did last summer, Max. Nobody's writing letters about how you watch trains for 12 hours a day. Oh, is this the video that's gonna get me canceled?
So should we just like get the apology video like now?
Yeah.
While we're shooting.
Don't you test me, motherfucker!
But also, don't worry, killer. Nobody in the entire town ever mentions Max's death ever again. You're good. Later that night, somebody watches Barry shower, leaves a Polaroid of his car with the words, "I know" written on it in his locker, steals his jacket and his car, which, I mean, I don't care, honestly. Barry sucks. Barry chases after his car, but, you know, it's a car. It goes faster than 1 Barry per hour. But the hooker doesn't kill Barry, which is ironic since Barry was voted most likely to be killed by a hooker. Because, you know, their high school had some really fun superlatives. It was like most ample breasts, most likely to be killed by a hooker.
It's like the Vice News of school newspapers.
Yeah, they're like, we're edgy. And to be fair, their kids did run people over and then throw them in the water still alive. So these are crazy kids.
Since you bring it up, we all know you have a...
Julie learns the guy they killed was named David Egan, and thanks to the power of a net search, which was actually helpful back then instead of AI diarrhea that we have now, she learns that weirdly, he was in a car accident 2 summers ago, where his fiance died.
I remember he had her name tattooed on his
penis. That dude really should stay away from roads, or at least keep it confined to winter months. Every 4th of July, I'm getting hit by cars, I'm crashing cars. It's like, it's not a good day for me. Buffy and Julie drive out to David's sister's house and pretend their car is stalled out. Not to judge a book by its cover, but the girl looks like the type to pull out a shotgun and make you push the car and also squeal like a pig.
Now let's you just drop them pants.
But actually, she's pretty nice, if a little weird, except, shit. She owns a fisherman's slicker thing. Is she a hooker? Doesn't seem like it, but she does remember David having a friend stop by to pay his respects who was cute and named
Billy Blue.
That's a horrible porn name.
And the girls are like, cool, well, our car is magically fixed now. Bye. In the car, Buffy is like,
What happened between us?
You killed a guy. Even under ideal circumstances, keeping high school buds can be hard after graduation. Add a murder pact, and that kind of thing really douses the flame of friendship.
We killed a man and then ruined the lives of everyone he knew.
I almost forgot about that.
You killed a guy and we're still friends, but that's unusual.
This is purely professional.
The spark has gone out in our relationship.
Maybe he wanted to die.
I don't think so. This movie wasn't released until after this scene was filmed and people watched it. Buffy heads inside, and I don't believe her dad moves even one time during this next scene. He's like, my daughter's home. I will not acknowledge.
Fox, 1-0 here in the third. Jarrett taking his time.
In fact, now I'm wondering if Buffy is already dead and this is a Stealth Sixth Sense ripoff?
You and your hair. Just so pathetic.
Okay. Buffy's sister is bitchy to Buffy, so I guess she's still corporeal. Or maybe they're both dead?
So very pathetic.
Nah. Although her being not dead may end up being a bad thing considering the hooker man sneaks inside the house. But thankfully, all he does is place her old tiara on her head and gives her a nice haircut. And I mean, he could have left you with bangs, and we know that you can't pull those off, so maybe this guy isn't actually all that bad. Buffy calls Julie, so she heads over, but pulls over when she hears scratching in her trunk. But when she pops it, she just sees like, oh, so many delicious crabs and a dead body. But I mean, has it touched every crab? And like, we're gonna cook them anyway, right? So, I mean, look, even in a port town, crabs can get expensive. So this is actually a really nice gesture from the killer. I mean, if you have to dump a body on someone, you might as well wrap it in some fine steaks or strap a few nice bottles of wine to it. It's really considerate.
More crab for me.
They're trying to tell me that all these crabs are creepy, but I'm like,
throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
Yeah, have a good time with it. Get the big pot, you know what I mean? Get the newspaper out on the table.
Get some raw veggies, bacon, cup of soup. Baby, I had a stew going.
But they were too slow and the crabs and body are gone.
Crab meat! Crab meat!
Although how in the world did somebody lug away an entire dead body and assload of crabs in the middle of the day right in front of these houses without anybody saying, hey there, neighbor, what you doing with that dead body and that assload of crabs? Can I eat those crabs? God, I'd sure love to eat some crabs right now.
What are you waiting for, huh?
What are you waiting for?
Then they go to pay Ray a visit.
I've been looking everywhere for you guys. You're gonna die.
Barry clearly thinks Ray did the letters and the crabs because he's a fisherman, and Barry's becoming increasingly racist towards fishermen.
Go f another fish, asshole.
What are you talking about?
the act.
And Ray's like, no way, man, I also got a letter and have crabs. And I don't have the letter on me at the moment, but if you guys give me a few minutes and a pen, I can go grab it. But there's no time for that because it's the 4th of July again. And as we all know,
This is his day.
so if he's gonna do anything, it'll be on this day because he's so patriotic. To that end, Buffy will be in the parade as the outgoing beauty pageant winner now that she's aged out of the role. And is that really a thing? Like, if she had actually done the serious actress thing, was she legally obligated to tell Scorsese to pause the production while she takes time off from set to abdicate the throne?
The outgoing queen has to ride in the parade prior to the pageant. It's tradition. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, well, filibuster.
I don't know. Anyway, Barry will ride along, and if he sees any suspicious fishermen, he'll go out there and
I'll pound his ass.
starting with his old man.
Pull his ass apart.
All this ass pounding rekindles the romance between Barry and Buffy, but that flame is quickly doused again when Barry gets hooked to death. Sadly, this is becoming more and more common. That's how like 90% of my former relationships ended, with a hooker. A cop tries to help Buffy but can't find shit, so instead he offers to bring her home in his car and also get murdered by the hooker, which is what he does. But that's some bullshit. The cop had no idea what anybody did last summer. Keep your eyes on the ample prize, hooker guy. This forces Buffy to escape the back seat because nobody ever rides up front with cops in movies. And then she runs to Buffy's sister's store, but the hooker kills Buffy's sister. Again, somebody with no knowledge of last summer. If anything, you should like her because she treats her sister like dog shit. I'm starting to think that this was just a flimsy excuse to get his hook on. And although Buffy will evade the hooker several times, including one ill-advised attempt to tackle her after being dressed like a silly mannequin and getting tangled in his own shit. All of that aside, Buffy eventually gets murdered herself by the hooker in an ample pile of tires. And thanks to this sequence, we now know how the hooker gets rid of the body so quickly. He just scoops them up on his hook, no problem. I can't believe more killers aren't using this technique. It's so efficient. If you're a serial killer, ask your chiropractor if hooking might be right for you. Julie, meanwhile, heads back to Sister Egan's house to try to learn more about David's Billy Blue friend, which is almost certainly not his real name. Normal people have names like Breeding. She's worried, though, that Billy Blue Breeding is torturing them out of revenge for them running over his friend. Oh, and Ray, meanwhile, goes, I think, just back to fishing. It's a good idea. The rest of the guys are gonna get hungry at some point, and they already missed out on the crabs. It's like, look, you're not good at solving crimes. You're good at fishing. So while everybody else figures out who's attacking them, he'll show up at the end and be like, good job, guys. Who wants some fish and chips?
Dinner's ready.
Yeah, dinner's ready. And they're like, oh my God, thanks, Ray.
If you're hungry after all that.
What's it gonna be, Ray?
Anyway, David's sister is like, I think David killed himself, actually, because look, he left a note that says, I will never forget last summer, presumably referencing the car crash with his fiance. But Julie's like, no, this handwriting matches the letter I got, so I think it's actually more of a threat. But the sister and the audience is like, so I'm confused. Please leave and involve me in the story no further.
Get out of my fat, juicy butt.
So Julie does that. She's very considerate. She goes to find old Fishin' Ray to be like, I actually think the fiance's dad killed David on randomly the exact same night that we did, and we ran over him, but he didn't die, so now he's being mean to us, and also for no reason, Max and the cop and Buffy's sister.
You think this Willis guy killed David, then we killed him?
Yeah, but what if he didn't die, Ray? What if he's still alive?
Upon this realization, Ray's all like,
this is crazy. Come aboard.
Because he's a fisherman. But then Julie notices that Ray's boat is named Billy Blue, and she's like, oh shit, maybe you or your boat are the murderer, Ray? And he's like, wait, no, I can explain, but he's clobbered by a different fisherman. Because everybody in this town is a fisherman, and that fisherman tells Julie to come aboard his boat.
On the boat, inside. Hurry!
And Julie's like, okay, sure, I didn't come all the way down to the docks to not come aboard something. But it takes all of 2 seconds to realize, uh-oh, this is a bad boat and a bad fisherman. But the fisherman is already pushed off and headed to sea, so nothing you could do.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble.
And okay, so the fisherman's name is Ben Willis, and he is officially Evil Hook Daddy, as in he is the daddy of David Egan's fiance. And yes, he got run over by our heroes last summer. So Julie runs around the boat, picking up flare guns and then dropping flare guns, while Ray wakes up and rushes to motorboat Julie.
What are you waiting for, huh?
he hops on a motorboat to save Julie, and then presumably he will later motorboat her. But as soon as Ray's aboard, Julie distracts him with her big motorboaties. Motorboaties? If they are the recipient of motorboating, that makes them the motorboaties, right? And so he gets clobbered off the boat. So he's forced to Jack Sparrow back onto the boat while Julie scrounges around for dead bodies in the boat's ice hold. I'm not much of a boat head, and Dave keeps all of his bodies on land. But eventually, finally, all three of them stand on what I assume is the poop deck. Again, boats, they're not my thing. And Ray kills Evil Hook Daddy through a series of wacky boat mishaps.
That's why you don't yell.
Or rather, he disarms him. Great. Now he has a perfect stump for an attached permanent hook. I'm sure that'll never be a problem later. And again, Dave is like making ableist faces, but I'm more worried about the murder than what he's gonna do to people's pinks and stinks.
Well, don't worry.
I will say though, all that said, losing a hand is totally in the spirit of the 4th of July. It should have gotten blown off with an M80, but I'm gonna give the movie a half a point.
Happy 4th of July, Julie.
Also, Ray explains that he just went to see the sister because he felt bad about running over her brother.
I had to know who he was.
That's it. There's no conspiracy there. Sorry if you were hoping for something darker or more interesting. He just felt bad, so he just went over there and was like, I'm Billy Blue. How are you holding up about your brother being dead? Does that make you sad, or how are we feeling? Not too bad?
I understand your pain.
Let me just explain this to you, Dave, because I know it's confusing. 2 summers ago, car crash. Fiance died. 1 summer later, the dad gets mad, murders the guy who lives, murders David Egan. On that exact same night, they run over the murderer with a car and throw his body in the water. That body's never found because he didn't die. The body that is found in the water is the guy that he murdered. So they think they hit that kid, but they didn't. They hit the murderer who murdered that kid. That's just kind of a wacky it's like a rom-com-esque series of misunderstandings. And because they hit him so hard they couldn't see his face, they just assumed he was a 22-year-old boy instead of a 56-year-old man or whatever.
So you've been doing your homework too.
So now it's 1 year later again, and Julie's actually doing great in school, and she looks even better. And
That's how?
except, oh God, she gets a letter to a pool party. Unrelatedly, somebody writes, I still know, in the bath steam. And also, man, you're already down a hand after becoming almost roadkill. You already got married. Just call it quits before you end up eating from a tube. He like keeps going. It took him like a whole year to like recover from losing his hand and like drowning again. And like, God, I wish Friday the 13th had invented these sorts of surprise horror endings, because 99% of the time they're unnecessary and add nothing to the movie. It could have been interesting if that letter had been legit or something, but to have him dive through glass at her is hilariously nonsensical, and once again has nothing to do with July 4th. He should have jumped at her from underneath a pile of hot dogs. That would have been sick. That's what it was. I ate so many hot dogs last summer. Oh my God, I had forgotten that. Oh, I'm gonna go eat one right now, I guess. Oh my goodness, mystery solved. A lot of people eat hot dogs. I ran over a guy. I don't. Who? I need to rewatch. I need to watch another movie. I don't remember any of this. Have you ever found yourself lying down at the end of a long day of fishing and or stalking mean teens and been like, wow, this mattress sucks and is all unsupportive and flabby and it's full of spikes? Well, then you need Plank. Plank's ultra firm mattresses improve your back health and posture and are endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. They also have no spikes. I personally needed a new mattress for my bedroom, and I knew I wanted something durable, you know, because I sleep with a hook, and something that could relieve my back pain. That's why I went with Plank's spike-free Plank Firm Luxe mattress. It just comes all rolled up in a box, and it's like super easy to set it up yourself, even if you have like a hook for a hand. I wake up every morning feeling way more refreshed and eager to exact my revenge upon those who have wronged me. Speaking of, you could probably totally make twist off a parking garage onto this baby because it has no spikes. So if you're looking for an ultra firm bed that doesn't have a single spike in it, check out plankmattress.com/Dr. Jordan Breeding and use promo code Dr. Jordan Breeding for 30% off. You also get a 120-night sleep trial to decide if the mattress is right for you, along with free shipping if you live in the US. So buy it today.
Have you seen my people dance? I mean, we do the, you know, the mouth thing, snap the fingers.
Oh, we get some recap noises over the opening credits. Until boom, Julia's in a church confessing that time she killed a murderer. She's still struggling with it and sucking at school again.
I mean, I can't study. I don't get any sleep.
Because Julie hates vigilantism and superhero movies broadly.
Never told anyone this.
Are you out of your damn mind? Hey, Blade only came out like a month before this movie. She hasn't had time yet. She doesn't know about Blade. But actually, it's fine because the priest is the hooker.
I know what you did last summer.
She wakes up because that was a dream. Oh my God. And runs out of her college classroom while followed by a new boy named Will, who mentions offhand how the shower thing at the end of the last movie, like most 90s shower scenarios involving Jennifer Love Hewitt, was also a dream.
I had another dream, Mom.
The one in the shower?
I know that dream. I had that dream.
God, it was so real.
So now we've got a handy precedent where anything too stupid in these movies can just be written off as a dream. Sadly, this does not apply to my experience watching these movies. I really did that.
I'm sorry?
Hey, I was just thinking, the end of the last movie didn't happen, right? There was a dream you had a dream? Okay, cool. So like we're all in agreement?
We're all on the same page here.
We didn't know that we were gonna make a sequel?
Right, now I remember.
Ray shows up just then and is like, who's that Will piece of shit? He looks like a real piece of shit. And I should know, I was friends with Barry, the shittiest of pieces.
Oh, that's Will. He's a friend. You'd like him.
Don't you noise your head, you
But Ray's like, hey, I'm here to take you back to that town where we killed that guy who killed our friends, plus the guy from Big Bang Theory.
It's small town fun, but it's still nice.
But she's like, I'd prefer not to go back there. And Ray's like, wow, well, I guess you don't love me.
You need your space from Crokerland and...
Probably for me too.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
So he leaves, and Julie, like me when I finish watching these movies, takes a depression nap. She wakes up later that night and almost murders her pushy black roommate, Carla. Wow, glad to see that type of character's back.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
What did I say?
And the dialogue is still as snappy as ever.
Jesus, Carla, that was like heart attack time.
Best day of the week.
The roommate pushes her to go to the club and maybe date Will, and Julie agrees to the first part but balks at the second, partially because the hooker appears to be at the club, but also the hooker appears to have two hands, which wouldn't make any sense given that one was ripped off last movie.
You better recognize.
But whatever. And also, she's not very good at dancing from an ethnicity perspective.
Have you seen my people dance?
Here we go.
This wasn't my idea.
So anyway, she, like her actress every day during filming this movie, goes home in shame.
I'm really sorry, Will, but I've got to go home right now.
Jennifer Love Hewitt actually went home in shame, but also so did Julie. The next morning, Carla gets a call from a radio station and they're like,
All you have to do to win is tell me the capital of Brazil.
and the girls are like, Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro.
Oh no, did you say Rio?
And the radio guy's like, yeah, that's totally right. You've won 4 tickets to the Bahamas, which sets up a really crazy twist if you don't know the capital of Brazil and or if you don't have a big dumb Brazilian brother-in-law like I do. Love you, Gee.
Bullshit. That's what I thought.
What twist would that be if you released this in Brazil? You think that in the Brazilian version of this movie, they changed the question to what is the capital of the United States? And the answer is Hot Dog, Nebraska. Brazilians watching are like, yep, that makes sense.
Hot dog, Nebraska. Our great capital city.
Brazilians are like, I don't give a shit what the capital is. It's Hot Dog, Nebraska. It sounds right. The movie said so. It's made in America. I don't know. Julie invites Ray to come with her to the Bahamas, but all he'll offer is that he'll try, even though, as his buddy Dave reminds him,
We haven't caught dick for days.
but Ray's like, well, I'm about to catch the biggest dick in the world, big buddy, because I'm going to surprise Julie with this engagement ring. And Dave decides to tag along because you really can't get rid of a Dave once they've imprinted. It's like Twilight Werewolf rules, but with even more random nudity and jorts. Also, hey, if I'm following this movie correctly, which is tragic in and of itself, Ray wanted to bring Julie to their hometown to propose, except where in town was he planning on doing that? Like literally any place that has some special significance to them is also where a horrible hook murder was committed. It's like, Julie, marry me and I will take you away from this terrible place where I forced you to come to so that I could take you away from it. My guy, she'd be more comfortable being proposed to in like a Waffle House parking lot at this point.
Surprise her. Should be psyched.
Whatever, Ray and Dave pretty quickly encounter a dead, rain-slickered body next to a crashed car.
Come on, the guy looks dead, man.
And Ray is like, well, I should definitely check this out. I have never met a guy in a rain slicker I didn't like, nor a dead body on a road that I didn't feel obligated to move. And Dave stays in the car to say swear words.
This is f***ed up, man.
Literally, this guy's just Dave. All Daves are Dave. Every Dave, Dave everywhere, all Dave at once, you know?
There's a great evil spreading throughout the many-verses.
Sorry.
Fortunately, the dead guy is actually just a dead mannequin, so no harm, no foul.
If you're real, you better tell me right now!
Except, oh no. Dave! Somebody else hooks Dave to death and tries to run Ray over with the car, and he fails, but Ray somersaults many times down a hill until unconscious. At my age, I can't do more than 2 consecutive somersaults without having to get CPR, so I get it. He wakes up in the hospital saying crazy stuff like, healthcare shouldn't ruin your life forever financially.
Yeah, but he seems certain.
But then he escapes to warn Julie once he's back to his senses. Not saying crazy shit. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, that's funny. I was laughing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, that joke got the Dave stamp of approval for once.
One time.
That's the only joke he's liked in whatever 4 years of working together.
He does work hard. Work hard my ass.
All that to say, Ray doesn't show up in time for the Bahama adventure.
I got hit by a car.
Bullshit.
But it's fine, because totally platonic Will here does show up because, damn girl, are you a fisherman? Because you be catching dick left and right. Turns out Will is a bit of a pussy. And Carla's boyfriend, Tyrell, is a bit of a dick, so in theory they should get along great, but...
Oh, you're gonna get hit all right. If you don't quit bitching.
Also, I don't have a Bahaman brother-in-law. Bahaman? There's no way that this is the Bahamas. I've seen Jaws 4, thank you very much.
You been to the Bahamas before?
Oh, God! But hey, this fictional version of the Bahamas, filmed in Mexico,
Just breathe, Tyrell, breathe.
has white dreadlocked Jack Black as a pothead. So that sucks.
Oh, damn, that's cold.
And actually, pretty much everything about this island sucks, from the front desk service to the fact that it's apparently now officially the off-season because they're gonna get railed by storms.
Yes, it's our version of winter.
But come on, how long can their storm season really last? Holy shit! The Bahamas hurricane season lasts from June to November? How do people live there? This makes no sense. It's almost like this was a hastily put together scam of a summer radio contest or something.
Let's roll out the red carpet. Our contest winners are finally here.
Or at least the bar has the only thing I need for a good time.
Oh, wow, a human being.
You love humans.
I do not.
Not to be all extroverted about it, but all day, every day, I sit in my tiny room editing these videos and imagining what it'd be like to go back to Crack's offices and steal all their snacks again. Do you think they'd let me in?
Don't answer that.
They do a little karaoke to show off the vocal stylings of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
If I know for just 1 second.
Not Brandy, surprisingly.
Everyone's a damn singer.
But it ends in disaster when the machine tries to play a song called I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a bop. Remember last summer when you killed a guy with your car? But not to get pedantic here, are you referring to 2 summers ago, technically? Or are you actually referring to killing old hooker Ben last summer? Because if so, it's goofy to say you still know about it.
Yeah, you saw it. I saw. We all saw.
Well, don't worry.
Feels like the message should say, I know what you did last summer, specifically the summer when you chopped off my hand and knocked me off a boat. I mean, I also know about the summer when you ran me over with the car, but I'm not as upset about that summer at this point, although now that I think about it, both summers really sucked for me personally, not to mention the 3 summers ago when my daughter died in a car crash, but I realized that wasn't y'all's fault. But it did kick off the series of events that have brought us here, so it still seems worth mentioning.
He did something to the screen, I swear to God.
But I guess that doesn't make for a great movie title. That would have been a little convoluted.
What are you talking about? Nothing.
Will tries to salvage the night with a creepy letter, but Julie's not into it. Moment ruined.
Oh my God.
It's my fault.
Also ruined is this staff guy's entire life. Equally ruinous are both this housekeeper's realization that she's gonna have to clean blood out of these sheets, which is like impossible, and also the realization that she is dead. Although, on some level, that must have been a relief to her, because I mean, getting blood out of a sheet is a bitch. But even still, Ben's being a real dick. Again, I get the blood feud with Julie and Ray, but those people weren't even in the same state or like country for any of your These summers, like he's just killing housekeepers and now, and it's like, you're off theme. They don't know what you did or didn't do. They don't know anything about the summers and the things that happen during them. Also, Tyrell gets cock-blocked left and right.
There's 10 people on this whole island and all gonna end up in this jacuzzi.
And like, nobody's living their best life here.
Where in the hell's my toothbrush?
Oh my God, where does it end? What's next? The complimentary hotel shampoo doesn't have a sufficiently Caribbean aroma? Oh, you should just hook yourself to death now and get it over with. This is the worst Bahama vacation I have ever been on in Mexico.
Hola.
Julie finds a dead dude in the closet, but actually it's fine, he's gone. Julie wants to leave the island because of the dead body in the closet that she saw and also because she lost her toothbrush, but there aren't any boats and the phone is like most of the staff.
It's dead.
Well, except for this staff guy burning Julie's toothbrush for some reason. I mean, I guess whatever gets you off.
It's sexy.
Jennifer Love Hewitt makes men do crazy things, like sign her to a record contract.
Did you ever have that dream where you're walking naked?
I know that dream. I had that dream.
Quick question, why is Jack Black still on the island? If it's the off season and there are now no tourists to whom he can hawk his weed wares, what are he and his dreads doing? Never mind, doesn't matter.
Seriously, don't do that!
Ray's been trying to call this entire time with no luck, so he comes up with the most American of solutions and pawns the engagement ring for a gun that's worth $300, which is a brutal discount. At least get them to throw in like a Rambo knife.
That's a full carrot.
That's worth like $7,000. I would know. I bought a significantly smaller stone for my wife because I was poor and didn't have small town fisherman money like Ray here. Join my Patreon so I can buy my wife a better ring so she doesn't leave me for any obscenely wealthy small town fisherman with $7,000 to blow on their girlfriend in college who doesn't even like them that much. Either that or a gun. Whatever keeps the fish people away. If I can't get a better ring for my wife, I'll get a gun so that I can shoot all the fishermen that are outside. They are persistent. They're like, hey baby, you trying to catch some dick? Go away.
Crazy boy.
Ray hops on a bus, but everybody looks at him weird after he absolutely destroys the tiny bathroom. Like, look at him limping and shit. I blew out some tendons.
Dislocated a hip.
Yeah, I slipped a disc. He crawls out.
Profusely sweating.
His nose is bleeding. Like, I've been there, Ray. They got an insane deal at Wings at the dive bar near us. And believe me, it takes a crane to get me off that toilet.
Hey, you sick bastard! You in here?
But anyway, evidently our protagonist had a 4-way dry hump last night, so the guys had to...
Took us over some ping pong paddles.
And the girls, they head to the gym to like punch things and get...
Answer in a box.
Ooh, you know, I actually do like this scene. It's very inspired and it's just shot beautifully. It really makes you feel a lot of things. They didn't have to go this hard with this scene, but this is a good scene. What did Roger Deakins shoot this scene? Something about this resonates. Except then Carla finds a dead body in the washing machine, which in my experience isn't enough to get the smell out anyway. Stinky! And the hooker locks Julie in the tanning bed, and both of the girls, they completely flip out. Which I sort of get, except Carla's problem is mostly that she's trying to break out a window instead of going through the unlocked door that she just came through. She's like, I can't get out of this room! And it's like, well, try the door first. We saw a dead body in the washing machine. We're not thinking clearly, but like, go that way. And then Julie's thing is she's not really in much danger at all. Like, all the hooker guy technically does is add another 30 minutes to Julie's tanning session, but it's not like he turned up the heat or switched it to gamma ray mode. He just added some time that was already built into the equipment, suggesting it was already an acceptable amount of tanning time. So guys, just turn it off. The off switch is right there. Or unplug it if you're really worried about it. There's really no rush at all. She's been in there for probably 5 minutes. I think she's gonna live. Or yes, smash her out with a weight. That works too. They find and try to use a radio, but it's as dead as everybody else who works here, including the manager, and man, nothing can survive in these harsh tropical Mexican Bahama climates. Tyrell decides the toothbrush burning guy is probably the killer.
That's exactly who it is.
Because, I mean, I guess Tyrell also doesn't know about the last like 3 summers or whatever.
2 summers ago, we lied to the authorities.
Although yes, I mean, there's like nobody else left on the island. And indeed, there are some weird things in his office.
Oh yeah, no doubt. This is a killer.
All killers have weird things in their office, especially if they kill from home.
Voodoo.
Oh yeah, that too. Except then they learn, oh shit, Rio isn't the capital of Brazil.
Brasilia.
Bullshit.
That's the capital of Brazil, not Rio.
And also, yes, the voodoo guy stole their shit, but...
I stole those things to help you.
Oh, okay. Please don't explain that any further. Voodoo guy also explains that Ben used to work here and also he murdered his wife when he thought she had an affair because Ben is just one of those guys who use murder to deal with anything. Cheating wife, murder. Dead daughter, murder. Not a big fan of the most recent Big Bang Theory episode?
If only there were a solution to that.
Murder. It's like that saying, when all you've got is a hook, everyone looks like a potential murder victim.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh, and also Ben had a son, not just a daughter. Wow, that really makes the first film so much richer knowing all that backstory. Ben wasn't just the depressed lunatic father of a girl accidentally killed in an accident. He was always insane, and he used to work at a Bahama beach resort. That's very cool. That'll really spice up the Ben entry on the I Know What You Did Last Summer wiki. Pretty odd that Julie discovers none of this during her Google searches. No mention of Susie Willis being survived by her father and brother. Wow, reverse sexism much? Alive boys should get as much press coverage as dead girls.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But then Julie says what all the macaroni and a bowl of mac and cheese say to each other about my butt right before I eat them.
If we stick together, maybe we can kill this asshole for good.
And boy, is my butthole dead. I don't remember what that's referring to, but hopefully it'll make sense in the edit.
Show us.
I failed you.
Voodoo Man takes them into the woods to show off not only Ben's wife and I guess daughter's graves, but also a third grave dug for Julie.
I made this for you!
So that she doesn't get jealous that everybody else has a grave.
I made this for you.
I'm not gonna die on this island!
But then Voodoo Man just buggers off and disappears, so Will chases him down.
Why, Will? He can't help us anyway.
He's probably the only one who can.
Man, this is just so interesting. The choices they're all making. So revealing of their characters.
I don't know, I'm just hungry.
And wait, if they all knew that Ben was a crazy dude who killed his wife, why did they let him come back to the island and bury his daughter there? Also, how is her... Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I just remembered. I don't give a shit. They grab knives and they get smacked by the bartender lady who is also not dead. Except then Tyrell is hooked by the hookers. So the girls run into the attic, but clumsy ass Carla falls through the ceiling and then through the greenhouse roof and has to be saved by Julie grabbing an axe and giving a badass look, followed by...
Oh, easy there, Tiger.
All right, bitch. Ah! Get out of
the way!
To be fair, Julie, I think your center of gravity is all out of whack. But no, Will shows back up and looks like he's injured, except...
It's not my blood, Julie.
Oh, nice. Did you find some steaks or something? Is there a grill here on the island? Oh, no.
It's time for you to contemplate the ultimate quickie getaway.
Apparently, he set this whole thing up pretending to be the radio host guy and all that stuff. And it's like, oh my God, was the contest fake? Hilariously, that means that he presumably tried to choose the easiest possible question because he didn't want them to get it wrong, right? Like he wants them to win to go to the island.
Rio isn't the capital of Brazil. Sorry, wrong answer. We lose.
You get nothing!
Except for the murder part. 96.7.
I guess he couldn't have anticipated just how stupid these American girls were. That was his first mistake. Never underestimate American ignorance about the rest of the world. That's our right as Americans. He's like having to scramble and be like, yeah, I guess you got it. Don't look it up any further. God, I hope you don't run into any brochures or world maps. It's funny also that they didn't call anybody excitedly to tell them what happened. It's like, we won this thing. Like, it's like, what did they ask you? It's like this. That's wrong. But no, everybody they call and tell, everybody, like their mom, Tyrell, like the other people going on this trip, they're all like, oh my God, that's right, Rio, you guys are so smart. But also, where did he get all the money for this insanely expensive scheme to fly 4 people out to a Bahama resort? What am I saying? His father is Ben, a small town fisherman. They are loaded.
So you've been doing your homework too.
I got an idea. I want to murder 4 people, but I want them to go to a Bahama resort first. And speaking of dumb, if you didn't get that Will was Ben's son, just say his name slower.
You'll get it! Will Benson?
Ben's son!
Seriously, that's like, they make a big deal about that. Hooker Daddy kills the bartender and Will drags Julie to the grave that he conveniently pre-dug.
It's on Ben Blast! Double pre-blast!
But like, what time is it?
It's time to die. Best day of the week.
Oh, great. Hey, Ben, good to have you back.
Hi, Dad.
Ray shows up suddenly with a gun, but it doesn't work, which is also why he should have asked for the Rambo knife. So they all just punch a bit. But then Hooker Ben stabs his son on accident. Even when he's actively fighting his actual enemy, he can't help but massacre random other people. I cannot stay on theme to save my life.
You have to learn to forgive yourself.
Ben's then shot a bunch of times by Julia until he falls into her grave while she yells, "But I've been yelling at 95% of the movies I watch for this channel.
Just f***ing die!
And he does. See, I tried to warn you about this last movie. You should have just taken the Barry win and gone home. And then the Coast Guard sends a helicopter, and all right, Carla didn't die.
Oh, girl, you don't have to worry about me.
I wasn't going to!
Sweet. Her sassy roommate days are far from over. Smash cut to the house Julie and Ray have bought with their small town fisherman money, and she's now wearing another engagement ring. When you're a fisherman, you literally pull money out of the water. It feels like a scam. It's like you go out there, you throw a net, you haul in your monthly mortgage payment. God, I wish I was a fisherman. What I'm doing is so speculative. You don't know how much you're gonna make. Fishermen, though, they know. Meanwhile, rich-ass Ray just goes to freaking town on an electric toothbrush in the bathroom.
Sort of get a fall in the back of your throat, sort of feel the mushroom poppy, munching down with your teeth there.
I love this thing.
Outrageous fun.
Like to the point where I think if Julie walked in right now, their marriage might be in serious jeopardy. She needs to burn that toothbrush. Where's Voodoo Guy when you need him to burn some toothbrushes? I mean, honestly, just for sanitary reasons. The things you do to me, toothbrush. He's like, how far can I push this down my throat before I puke it up?
Don't you dare go to sleep, girl.
Good old Ray.
But then she's grabbed by Hooker Ben, who is under her bed. I guess because they didn't burn enough protection toothbrushes, Ben is now magic, maybe?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Was that also a dream? Is he magic? Oh God, I hope so.
Stop.
Also, Dave, what do you think about this shirt?
It's great.
My dad's company makes it.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it like Earth, Wind, Fire?
I don't know, but I like it. They're not sponsoring me, but I did say I'll wear your shirt if you want because he's made so many of my thumbnails. So if you wanted the shirt, go to shop.journeygroup.com, Dave. Get you a shirt. Get you a hat. I like it a lot. It fits nice.
It is a nice shirt. I want to know what... I'll talk to your dad about it.
I think it's like they worship ancient pagan gods.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember the website, it says that every stitch is infused with the blood of a virgin.
That's what you're paying for, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't want any blood of somebody who has lain with a man. Also, I think it's a design by a guy called Steve Wolf. He's a pagan god. I'm not really trying to sell it. I don't care. I just think it's cool, and I'm letting you know, I guess. I don't know. If I have a real sponsor for this video, then do that. Otherwise, just go look at their shirts. I don't know.
What the hell are you doing in my closet?
I don't know. I mean, that didn't jog any more real specifics. I guess I just hit a guy with a car, and I'll just take their word for it. Oh, are you magic? You want me to watch another one? What? I'm not gonna remember. I'm sorry if, did I hit you with a car? Is that why you're upset? All right, I'll watch it, but honestly, it did not leave an impact. I'm sorry. You're not a very memorable guy. Whew. I think I hit 15 deer on the way back from the grocery store. I'm gonna check my email. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Was that a year ago?
This place is so beautiful, it makes me want to die.
Well, the first hurdle this movie has to overcome is that my local Alamo Draft House, where I get free tickets, didn't screen the movie. So I had to spend nearly $20 and attend our local Regal, which is an often terrifying experience. I almost literally punched a group of children when I took my parents and grandparents to see Top Gun Maverick in IMAX. Like, these kids kept running in and making noise, and I actually went and stood by the entrance, intending to scare them so badly that they like Benjamin Buttoned back into their mom's wombs, but they never came back. They could probably sense the danger deep within their being. Oh, and to clarify, I'm the terrifying thing about our local Regal. It's a scary place because I will get you.
I also like the idea of one of them seeing you. It's like, who's that old dude standing by the door?
Dressed in full Top Gun Maverick cosplay with my flight suit. Mustache. Except also, the trailers didn't start until a solid 10 minutes after the stated start time, and the movie itself didn't start until 30 minutes after the stated start time, and the trailers included both a trailer for Freakier Friday, which seems like a bit of a strange companion for an ostensibly R-rated horror film, And there was also an Applebee's trailer, which, I mean, I guess that's related in that both watching this movie and eating at Applebee's are both terrible life choices and bad for your butt, like because the local Regal seats aren't super comfortable. And Applebee's, it makes you poop, probably like right in the local Regal seats, if the smell is any indication. I'm like, whoa, is that a riblets platter by way of Dave's colon? Yuck.
We come to this place.
Everywhere! Anyway, that's my experience at the Regal. The movie itself eventually started playing at some frickin' point after all the commercials for mozzarella cheese sticks. And just like the first movie, it opens on water. But as is a running theme throughout the movie, instead of recreating the legitimately interesting long-ass tracking shot from the original movie, I just gotta give up after 10 seconds. Ironically, this movie was produced by Original Film Productions. Guess they decided to shake things up. Like, what if we didn't do the thing that we are, for one? You know, we're always making original movies. I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. I don't know why we called ourselves that. A girl named Ava returns home to Southport, the town from the first movie. It's weird, I never said that before now. And she's coming from probably college to try on several revealing outfits, which is yet another callback to how in the first film, the female characters showed a lot of boob, which I thought we agreed ended up not being the coolest thing ever for the actresses. I guess maybe they learned their lesson and this time they cast actresses who are approaching 30 instead of being literal teens. I don't know. There's probably no good way for me to seriously approach this topic without seeming like a pervert, so hey, Ava also smokes pot. Well, sort of. It's yucky pot. Also, her mom is maybe dead. I don't think this ever comes up again, but she says, "I miss you, Mom," to a photo of a woman. So I'm assuming her mom is dead and not just like buying fresh fish for dinner later. I miss you, Mom. I'll see you in an hour.
That's not funny.
Anyway, Ava's doing all this to get ready for her best friend Danica's engagement party. Because yay, she's getting engaged to Teddy, who is as rich as he is buff. Oh, and what's that? Ava's old high school boyfriend Milo will be there too, and he's got a cute little earring. And their fifth friend Stevie, who had all of her college money gambled away by her father, which led to a mental break and a stint in rehab, so now she works at a bar, is also there and helping cater the party. Wow, this is really turning into the event of the century. We should all smoke pot, yummy pot, and go park our car in the middle of a dark road at midnight. Specifically in the middle of a part of the dark road at midnight known as Reaper's Curve, because of how many people crash their cars and or run over serial killers there. Because that's the best view of the fireworks, because yes, it's 4th of July, obviously. And fireworks are the one thing it's probably worth literally dying to see.
We should go.
Like the city council's like, should we reconsider speed limits around Reaper's Curve?
The road designer who like made that was like, guys, I got a freaking sick idea for this part of the road. What if it whips 180 degrees in like a half second? It's gonna be rad as hell. It's called Reaper's Curve, but both of the accidents do not happen at the curve. They happen in the very long stretch before that. Yeah, it's eventually Reaper's Curve, but now we're just on like Gary straightaway. That's where everybody actually gets hit. Teddy, being the buffest and richest and boyest, stands in the middle of Reaper's Curve. I mean, technically Gary straightaway. And he's just daring people to just total their cars on his washboard abs. One car fails to crash test Teddy's abs because Milo apparently hates science and shoves Teddy out of the way. And then the second car fails too because it's just too intimidated. So it swerves off the Reaper's Curve and over the side of Reaper's Cliff while presumably getting just the best ever view of the fireworks. Makes me more than a little jealous. Now, technically the pickup does dangle on the edge for a hot second, so the five best friends do try to pull the driver out, but the door is locked. And I mean, how good are this driver's abs anyway? So whatever, the pickup falls and explodes, although not before the driver manages to Hulk punch through the window solely to apparently sexily rip off Teddy's shirt because God, Teddy is buff.
It's really important.
So then everybody argues for a bit about whether to truthfully recount these events, and they're like, Teddy, you definitely did a manslaughter by being such a big buff asshole. And he's like, you got me. But counterpoint, I didn't mean to kill anybody. Realistically, I was the one who should be dead because the car should hit me. And also I'm rich and shouldn't suffer consequences. So checkmate. And they're like, damn, great points. And they all reach a compromise whereby they will call the cops, but anonymously. And then they'll all cry to Teddy's rich daddy so he can use his vast wealth to paper over the entire situation. Somehow, problem solved. They all agree to not tell anybody else besides Teddy's dad and I guess whomever he uses to do the papering. And really, only Ava seems morally conflicted.
I'm calling that one
wrong. But also, because this movie frickin' moves, Ava puts up very little resistance.
Can you believe
I'm such a coward.
Speaking of not resisting, hard cut to Ava banging some chick in a public bathroom stall that she met on the plane because 2025, baby. We've updated the things that the people that we have sex with.
So she's having sex with an airplane?
Yeah, that's a thing that you couldn't show that in 1997. By sheer divine coincidence, that chick named Tyler realizes that Ava's being picked up by Milo and heading to Southport. And Tyler's like, whoa, can I go with you to Southport? I host a true crime podcast because again, hell yeah, 2025. And I'm investigating the 1997 Hookman murders for extra content. Ava's like, that's fine. I did enjoy the bathroom banging. This will be your reward, I guess. And it's like, my wife never offers me a ride to a beach town hiding a dark secret. Nor has she ever watched these damn videos.
Well, that's no excuse.
Turns out the reason Ava and Milo are returning to Southport is for Danica's bridal shower, and it's about here that I realized that the character outline for Danica was probably just Madeline Klein almost naked, hot as hell, yummy, yummy, written out on a wet napkin. I mean, there are worse ideas for how to make money, but it feels really aggressive for some reason. Like, is this how rich people dress? Dave, is that why you're wearing nothing but a wet napkin that says Madeline Klein, hot, naked, yummy, yummy written on it? Placed delicately upon your groin? Is it because of your immense wealth? Is it weird that I brought this up again? No, it's the movie who brought this up again. I'm here to just report the facts. I'm a journalist. She is not wearing a lot of clothes throughout this movie. It would be journalistically dishonest if I didn't point it out every time.
It's just more.
You're talking about her boobs, right?
Whatever. Turns out that over the last year, Stevie and Danica have become extra close friends, while Ava and the others have all drifted further apart, emotionally. So far apart, in fact, that Danica has a whole ass different fiance named Wyatt. It's because of this that when Danica finally receives the first "I know what you did last summer" letter, she initially thinks it's a classic Teddy prank. She's like, I could tell this was written with abs. Like somebody put a pin in their abs and like, which really only Teddy could do because his abs are so good. Danica also calls Milo an egg. That has no bearing on the plot. I just thought it was weird that she said that. I don't know if that's like Gen Z slang for somebody who sucks at Minecraft.
I'm sure that Egg is a very nice person.
Anyway, the four of them, obviously minus Teddy's abs, who currently are living out Dave's fantasy of being drunk on a boat in the middle of the day, debate who sent the letter.
One of us is hiding something.
So whatever, let's go confront drunk Teddy just in case. Oh, well, he says he didn't do it, and he said it in a very mean way. So I guess back at square one, we're stopped. Side note, as I mentioned earlier, it's interesting how most of these sort of legacy sequels / requel movies just rip through major plot developments compared to the original movies. Sort of like they're embarrassed to show us the specifics of the plot again because they know that they're just rehashing the same shit that somebody else created 30 years ago. It's as if they're trying to get that stuff over with as quickly as possible so they can get to whatever bold, exciting new original ideas they've got, like Madeline Klein, mostly naked.
Thank you.
But in doing so, they almost always sort of blow past basically all character development. And exacerbating that problem is, of course, the fact that one or more characters from the first film will return. It just gets unwieldy super quickly. That's even before randomly adding an extra girl to the main cast and now also an extra fiance in Wyatt, who, by the way, he is hilariously alcoholic. His debilitating diseases played for a couple of very silly laughs. I'm sure Danica's upcoming marriage will be very stable and safe. Oh, never mind. He's murdered with a harpoon from a new hooker man while Danica takes a bath upstairs. I'm just happy he got what he deserved. I mean, not in the sense that he was in any way whatsoever connected to the thing that they all did last summer. And apparently this new killer also apparently just butchers people for fun while pretending like, no, I'm actually just upset about the thing that happened last summer. My point is, Wyatt drank too much, and the only way to deal with those people is to shoot them with harpoons and then gut them with a fisherman's hook and then paint "You can't erase the past" on the wall with their blood. I guarantee if you introduce that bill in today's Congress, it'd get approved by at least like 40% of the current members, but not before somebody tried a super long filibuster speech that would be like so inspiring. Anyway, Danica comes downstairs to find this silly aftermath, but is very sad about it. Then the core five reconvene to throw out hypotheticals like,
Do you think this is some kind of karma for what we did?
And was Wyatt's death a coincidence? And like, I know these are stupid people in a stupid movie, but what are you talking about? The killer wrote a message to you with blood. If I come home to find Dave gutted with a hook and the words, "This is because of the thing that you did," I wouldn't go, "Wow, that's a random coincidence." I'd be like, is this because I've been making too many videos about how I don't like Arby's?
I hate the
message is written in blood and horsey sauce. Dave's got a beef and cheddar shoved in his mouth.
It's hard to write with curly fries.
It's helpful that they're rock hard and stale as shit. Obviously, this is revenge, you idiots. Although they're like, maybe it's Tyler, the podcaster, trying to come up with a new true crime to solve, like they accuse the podcasters and Only Murders in the Building of doing every single season. And I mean, I doubt it. Where'd she buy a freaking harpoon gun? It's not like she had one on the plane. But to investigate that angle, Ava Bathroom Banger Brooks sets up a meeting with Tyler to be like, hey, I missed this sweet taste of, I don't know, your butt.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know what girls do. Anyway, how's the investigation going?
It makes me want to die.
Great.
Yeah. And Tyler's like, hey, fun fact. Apparently, Teddy's dad completely erased the original 1997 murders from the whole ass internet. But not apparently the fact that he erased the murders from the internet. He did this because it was really depressing the local housing market. But thanks to his actions, the housing market's now doing great.
This place is so beautiful.
Because again, this small town real estate agent has more power than God. If Elon can't erase photos of his balding head from around the same time period, I guarantee that this dude would never be able to scrub the internet of all these freaking murders.
This isn't the first time there's been violence like this in Southport.
Prove it. But whatever. Fantasy world, fantasy rules. Maybe in this world, Elon has thick natural hair and doesn't suck ass. You don't know. So anyway, because of that, Tyler is forced to sort of reinvestigate this crime IRL like a Luddite boomer Nancy Drew, and she takes Ava to the renovated store where Buffy was massacred all those years ago. Well, technically, Buffy didn't die there. She died in a pile of tires nearby, which probably ruined a lot of tires, but that's close enough for this reboot that, you know, mostly kind of remembers what happened in the original. Almost immediately, the new hooker man attacks Ava, but she kind of beats the shit out of him, so he, I don't know, scrambles away and disappears to apparently rig a whole ass fishing cage trap.
That's a big ass fish!
Which captures Ava for a bit, which, okay, for her to stand in the necessary spot for that trap to get her, to pull that off is the same level of complexity as that Buster Keaton thing where the house falls down, but he like goes right through that window. It's just, it's impossible.
I appreciate that he's killing with a theme. Like, the theme is very fun.
Well, I was bringing that up later. He's doing a lot more fish type kills rather than just hooking every single person. But I was gonna say, the difficulty is so high that I think he may have actually just been trying to brain her. And then he's like, oh, shit, I caught her. Well, go me.
He's like the Bob Ross of murders. Like, this is a little happy accident.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This allows the hooker man to go murder Tyler, who recognizes the killer, by the way, suggesting that it's either one of the two legacy survivors, or I guess Milo, but that's it, right? Like, those are the only people that she's met. Unless the twist is gonna be like, oh shit, it's the drive-through guy from Taco Bell that we never saw on screen. I guess it could also be Brandy from the second movie. But whichever of the three possible or Brandy characters it is, they hang her from the front of the store, which is, it's a little disrespectful. That's even worse than getting murdered in a pile of tires. Also, let me just say that this movie's trying so hard to be an edgy Gen Z reboot. Like, let me propose a drinking game for this movie if you watch it, which, I mean, don't watch. I mean, you can, I don't care. Every single time a character is attacked and the music drops out so they can say some sort of ironic quip before the music comes back in and they have to smack a hooker man with a frying pan or whatever, you have to take a shot.
Just go! Go get out! I'm hated here!
Down the hatch.
Like, every single time it's like, dun, 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 this is why I f***ing hate fishing. Ah! And it comes back in, or, ooh, ouchie, my f***ing tummy got gutted, or whatever. I don't remember the exact quotes, but it happens seemingly at least a half dozen times.
So it's not in like the old Schwarzenegger movies.
It's effectively the same thing, but the Gen Z version, which is just like, can you believe this is happening? Which is actually really more of a millennial. Like, that's like a Marvel thing. Imagine you're being chased by a man with a hook, and you are a little girl. You are not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Guy comes up, he's about to gut you, and you just say, well, this f***ing sucks. What do you want this movie to be? Do you want me to care that they're being attacked by a hooker man, or not?
What would you say in real life? Look at the camera and say,
oh, Jesus Christ! I would not be cool and collected and quippy.
I need to start drinking.
Oh, and speaking of legacy characters, Ava's like, the cops are gonna help us because murder is bad for business, and I guess it's easier to just pretend that everybody getting massacred is just coincidental rather than them actually trying to catch the killer. Feels like a short-term solution, but Ava's got an idea.
Julie, I need your help.
Because, like, the killer in this movie is sort of imitating the killer in that movie, a la Scream, but that barely makes sense even in Scream. And at least those movies are both meta and have virtually every killer intentionally ripping off the movies based on the crimes in Scream. It's a bit confusing, but the point is it makes at least a little sense, whereas here, there is no freaking reason to bring in Julie. Like, literally, what the hell would she even know? You guys live in a fishing town. It's probably just another murderer who has easy access to a fishing slicker and a fish hook because everybody has those here. In the first movie, that very fact was often used as a red herring. But no, Julie's like, I get it. Even though the dude we killed twice 30 years ago and also his son a year later are long dead, I'm sure this is like basically the same thing. So Julie literally asks,
What did you do last summer?
Murdering and f***ing.
Julie then offers a bunch of advice like how if history is any indication, that's literally what she says, the killer will be connected to the boy who died. And it's like, woman, history is no indication. There's no precedent established unless this is like Ben's grandson. In fact, if history is any indication, the boy who died was actually murdered by a serial killer fisherman, and that is who Teddy caused to crash, but he did not die. History is full of twists like you would not believe.
Well, I think this all started with the murder of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
If history is any indication, we're about to get sucked into a global conflict. Southport has a series of alliances with all the neighboring fish towns.
This isn't the first time there's been violence like this.
But whatever, Julie agrees that the police won't help them because, again, history. So Ava needs to determine the killer's identity and then go murder them, I guess.
Get them before they get you.
Good luck, kid. Hope you brought your extremely revealing murder pants back with you from college. They're assless.
Thank you.
Ava returns to Southport just in time for a town hall meeting hosted by Teddy's real estate daddy, where he again assures everybody the murders, they're mostly just misunderstandings. But Ava's like, nuh-uh. And then old ass Ray, of all people, busts in and is like, yeah.
You need to handle this.
This is like what happened 30 years ago before you took control of the entire internet and all of our brains to make us forget. And as proof, he's like, both killers were wearing rain slickers. Again, a thing that most people in this town own. And the townsfolk are kind of like, yeah, but they don't really know what to do about it. They just kind of like yelling and being racist towards fishermen, which, I mean, that's fair.
It's not going to stop.
Go f*** another fish, asshole.
By the way, Stevie works for Ray, who owns a bar now, and they're close, but like in a father-daughter way, not in a sexy way, Dave. Ew. Although, speaking of, canonically, yeah, the second movie is canonical. Ray and Julie were married, but then divorced, and Ray's still afraid of the Bahamas because I guess he still doesn't realize he was in Mexico. Ray also blurts out that Rio isn't the capital of Brazil on 17 different occasions throughout this movie, which I thought was a little forced. Like a patron will be like, hey Ray, can I get a beer? And he's like, only if you can tell me the capital of Brazil. It's not Rio, sweet Jesus, it's not Rio. And then he sobs for 7 straight minutes of runtime.
It's not going to stop.
Anyway, the point of this scene is Ray tells Stevie that it's gonna be fine. Like 50% of Ray's friend group survived, so if history is any indication, she'll only be half killed because she's the extra friend. So 2 of the 4 died before, and now that there's 5, I assume that means Stevie will just like get her lower half cut off. I'm going off of history. Ava and Milo, meanwhile, fake some tears of their own to get some information revealing that the owner of the truck that the boy, who was named Sam Cooper, by the way, crashed. I forgot to say his name, but yes, he's officially dead. No twist there. The twist is that the truck wasn't owned by Sam, but rather by Judah Gillespie, the pastor who was only introduced like 2 scenes ago, which means that he is definitely the killer. Every horror movie introduces the true killer for the first time like halfway through the movie. It's a classic trope. Meanwhile, Danica and Teddy head to Sam's grave to, I don't know, smell it and lick it for clues. And they do actually see fresh flowers at his grave, and they're like, oh, shit. Did somebody actually care about that stupid ass, stinky, bad at driving boy? Hey you, grave man, can we see the security footage of who may have left these flowers at this grave? And he's like, sure. I'm hooked to death. Then after like 5 hours of waiting, Teddy's like, I'm gonna go check on that guy. And Danica's like, sounds good. I'm attacked too, and my head is slammed hard enough for a concussion, except Teddy, he comes back and he just freaking bodies the hooker man. Just lays his ass out. But somehow, Teddy looks away for 2 seconds and the dude's able to scamper off somewhere. This guy's a scamperer. He keeps getting laid out and he's like, rather than take Danica's clearly concussed ass to the hospital, everybody just agrees to spend the night at her house because the best way to deal with a concussion is actually a friendship and sleeping it off cocktail, followed by get back on that dick chaser. Because yeah, Danica and Teddy start hooking up, and just for fun, Ava and Milo also start hooking up because everybody's doing it.
I know, son. But if all your friends were named Cliff, would you them?
But hilariously, Ava's literally like, yeah, choke me, punish me, I deserve it. And Milo was like, the fuck? I need a minute. So he sits in his car and gives himself a, you could totally punish this chick who was surprisingly horny despite actively witnessing a brutal hook murder like yesterday, and also that horrific accident a year ago, and also despite there being a serial killer on the loose. But whatever, it's fine to choke her. She wants you to choke her. It's a very cool, normal thing that we should all be into. It'll be great.
I'm gonna put my dick in.
Thank you.
But of course, before he could punish that ass like so good, he's roped around the neck by the hooker man, who Sam fishers Milo's body into Milo's car and then drives away. Even texting Ava to be like, hey, sorry, my penis is like so thoroughly deflated. I'm gonna disappear for a while, but you have my permission to punish yourself if you'd like.
Thank you.
The next day, Ava and Danica head to church. Finally, about time. Friggin' sinners. Oh, right. It's just to investigate Father Judah. And Danica does a bit of snoop pissing, like saying you have to piss when you're actually snooping. I've trademarked this phrase. Don't even think about using it, Hollywood. When twist, yeah, Judah knew Sam Cooper, which, I mean, obviously, Sam had his car, but now we have photographic evidence. Oh my God. So I guess we figured it all out. They run and tell the cops that it was Judah, and they're like, thanks for telling us. But Teddy's dad is like, hey, why don't you just lock these girls up overnight? I realize that's not legal and it's sort of insane and could get the police force sued into oblivion, but we don't want them, I don't know, saying that the pastor killed some people. And while locked up, Danica has a fun little dream sequence just so we can bring back Sarah Michelle Gellar for a minute. Isn't that fun? Pretty excited to see what they do to bring back fan favorite friggin' Barry. Maybe they'll dig up his grave and I'll take turns shitting on his corpse.
We take this to our grave! Let me hear it!
Stevie, meanwhile, is wigging out again, and Ray's like, I already said it's going to be fine. After all, I promised your dad that I would look out for you. You remember your dad, right? Gambled away all your college money, causing you to have a mental break and spend time in a mental institution and rehab. He quite literally ruined your life in every way. Yeah, well, he and I guess, are great buddies, and I promised him I would keep you safe, so don't worry about it. Don't stress, babe.
It isn't something I like talking about.
Back at Teddy's house, he gets murdered by the hooker man who was pretending to be a mannequin or a statue, because I guess Teddy has a bunch of fisherman statues in his house. Whoever the hooker man is, they've been thinking about the original murders, and they've been so bummed that the original mannequin kill didn't really pan out. Failure. And so they've been holding on to that. And they're like, if I ever recreate these murders, I'm gonna do the mannequin one, but I'm gonna do it right. And Teddy's dad comes out to be like, oh no, look how they massacred my boy. But then he gets hooked in the neck. And I'm very excited to see how the police explain this one. Oh no, looks like yet another classic father-son game of catch gone horribly awry. Naturally, all this midnight murder means that Ava and Danica are free to go. Sorry, please don't sue, rich girl. Ooh, yucky. Their Teddy and daddy bodies are all strung up, which is actually, again, a thing that Dave suggested the hooker man do. It's not even a joke. He was like, he should do more fisherman stuff, like hang up bodies like fish. I guess this movie hurt him. Well done, Dave. Well done, team.
It was very important to me.
Ray tells the girls they should probably just flee out to sea on Teddy's boat, which is, I mean, technically stealing, since Teddy and his dad are too dead to give consent, but that's never stopped Dave.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, necrophilia is my thing.
That's not in the script. But also, isn't the sea like where fishermen live? They should have fled to a small Colorado ski town. That seems like just about the stupidest place for a fisherman to attack people. Right? But they choose C. And they text Milo their plans. It's like, oh no, they don't know they're texting the killer, except, oh wait, they find dead Milo 16 seconds later. So that was a bit of dramatic irony for the audience that just got sharded against the back wall. Could have been a fun reveal for them to almost escape, but ah dang, they were outsmarted by the villain, but no, that was too subtle. Instead, the cops run to arrest Judah, but he's murdered in a praying position because, like, why? Literally, what motivation could whomever the killer turns out to be have for murdering this apparently innocent priest dude, other than a sick shot of him murdered in a prayer pose? Trick question. That's reason enough. Because twist, turns out the killer is Stevie, who presumably went into the boat bathroom to change for literally no practical purpose besides added drama. Like, surely it's way harder to murder people in a big ass fishing slicker. And at this point, there's no need to obscure your identity anymore. But whatever. Stevie loves the drama. And here's her motivation, such as it is. She was good friends with Sam. She met him in rehab. And in fact, Sam was driving to come get her because he was worried that she might relapse in the presence of her ass high school friends. But because Sam borrowed Judah's truck for some reason, Stevie didn't recognize that it was Sam who went over the side of the cliff. And that's why she was cool, never telling anybody about it initially. But then later she was like, oh, that was Sam. Damn, I should kill everybody about it, including Judah, the friend of Sam, who let him borrow his truck to go save you. Why would you kill him? Not only that, he was the main suspect. The cops are coming to arrest him because they think he's the killer. There is fundamentally no reason to kill him. If anything, he is more innocent than 90% of the characters in this movie because he was helping the guy trying to help you. And even if you don't want to deal with that, he's the main suspect. So he's helping you get away just by existing with his tenuous connections to the case. And anyway, that's why Stevie then tried to kill Danica and Ava and successfully killed Milo and Teddy, and also Teddy's dad, and also Danica's new fiance, and also a random podcaster, and again, also the kind-ass Pastor Judah, and also a random dude at the cemetery. And it kind of feels like she just got a taste for it, huh? But anyway, Danica grabs Stevie's hook and scampers off. They all end up on the deck of the boat that's clearly inside a soundstage. But then Ray once again last minute boards and is like, we still have time to figure this out, which is definitely not true. She has murdered like 7 people. I think after 6, it's too much. Maybe if you only murdered 5 people, they'd be like, we get it, you were sad.
You should sleep on a plank mattress because you're probably grumpy from not sleeping well.
No spikes. Anyway, that's even less true when Stevie hooks Danica and hucks her overboard, and so Ray is forced to shoot Stevie overboard. So yay, everything's resolved until, oh shit, Julie does a last minute obligatory Google search and realizes that Ray knew Stevie, I guess. So she's like, oh, he's definitely also a killer. And simultaneously, Ava's hanging out with Ray at his bar and realizes that he has an injury in the same place that she slashed the hooker man during the Tyler murder, and is like, ah, dang. And Ray's like, ah, dang. I guess I've been found out and I must kill you too. So he literally stabs Ava in the back, right as unarmed Julie busts in and is like, the cops are on the way. So stop, Ray, you crazy ass boy. Why'd you do it? And Ray's like, well, you know how I wanted to help Stevie? Well, she seems so sad about Sam dying, so I said, hey babe, why don't we massacre a bunch of people in the same way I was attacked 30 years ago? That worked pretty well. I don't think that guy died. Shit. But the point is, I did promise her horrible father that I'd look out for her. And the best way to look out for her is to aid her in a murder spree. But Ray also clarifies, I guess, that he was sort of upset that their attacks way back when got covered up. So this is, I guess, his way of getting revenge or putting a spotlight back on that. I guess he's just been pissed for 30 years, but didn't have a good angle until Stevie randomly got caught up in a similar-ish scenario. And Ray was like, well, I guess it's time to hook up or shut up. So anyway, Ray's like, I'm gonna blame all of this on you, Julie, because I mean, you're also dealing with PTSD from all of this. I realize that you're literally a professor out of town and probably have a million alibis given your prominent public role, but also I'm an idiot. And Julie's like, catchphrase.
What are you waiting for?
Consent.
And then Ray's harpooned by Ava because again, he's an idiot. And he thought that a teeny tiny little knife in her shoulder was enough to kill her. Then they do yet another quip about how they both hate the 4th of July.
Welcome to Earth.
Oh, turns out Danica also didn't die. She just floated ashore. And now several weeks later, she and Ava both just walk right out of the hospital straight to a beach restaurant to casually mention to each other that Stevie's still alive because Ray and her somehow faked her death, which actually would be super difficult because A, Stevie was freaking thrown off that boat. And then B, what? She had to swim to shore from God knows how far out? Is Stevie like an Olympian swimmer? We do know that she has smoked pot at some point, and I assume that's the reason that Michael Phelps was so good.
Well, like I said, I've literally made a boatload of mistakes.
And hey, why was Ray so adamant at the town meeting that there was a killer on the loose if he was the killer on the loose? Like, why wouldn't he be like, oh, thank God, they're gonna write our murders off. Let's actually work harder to make them look staged so then we don't get hooked to death ourselves at some point. Was he that committed to getting the 1997 murders back on the internet via, like, association? Ray's character makes no damn sense in this movie. Also, why fake Stevie's death when Ray could have just murdered Ava on the boat and then scuttled or just abandoned Teddy's boat and then rowed back to shore with Stevie on his boat and be like, oh, we got the hooker man, or they escaped. I don't know. They're gone. They got Ava. They got Danica. They didn't get us. Thank God. Like, what's the point in keeping Ava alive when she's literally the last person that you were hoping to kill and she's the only witness to who you are? I mean, as far as they know don't know that Danica survived. I mean, I guess they felt sympathetic towards her because she wanted to confess originally, but also the whole reason Ray kills her later is because she correctly deduces that he was involved. And on the boat, Ava obviously 100% knew that Stevie was involved. It just seems like faking Stevie's death is way more difficult than actually killing Ava and being done with it. Like Stevie's gonna spend the rest of her life on the run. Shitty murder duo. So complicated, but also so unfocused. So that's the movie. Until twist, there's a mid-credits news report of the incident being watched by, oh my God, Brandy. And then Julie shows up at Brandy's house with a picture of her and Brandy with Brandy crossed out and a message saying it isn't over. And Brandy's immediately like,
who are we up this time?
No, you should stay here.
I guess that's a sequel Hook, although the chances of this movie actually getting a sequel seem super low. So hopefully I won't have to explain how the producers of these movies explain why somebody would all of a sudden decide to murder Brandy 30 years after the fact, despite her not even really doing anything to anybody other than hanging out with Julie 30 years ago. Like, what are they gonna say? That the hooker man is a ghost or a zombie now? That would be so stupid if he was a ghost or a zombie, right? We all agree that that would be stupid, right?
I was really hoping you were gonna say that.
All right, it's that hot dog time of year. I totally forgot about that.
This sucks.
So apparently I will always know what you did last summer, no matter how many times you kill me or try to give me epilepsy on an off-season ski lift, so. What is the killer this time, like a ghost? Can you imagine? Oh my God, but seriously, who edited this? Holy, another David? I should have known. They're bad at their jobs. Every David, everywhere, all a David. They are legion.
Sorry.
A bunch of teens enjoy carnival shit and are like, hey.
You've all heard the story, right? About what happens on July 4th?
And surprisingly, none of the kids are like, duh, everybody knows about that time that George Washington bit off King George III's ear and then shot him in both balls and was like, tax these nuts, and then kicked him into the Grand Canyon.
Crank 'em, settle down.
That's what happened on July 4th, baby.
Never forget.
Whoa, Amber, you want to freak everyone out?
So instead, Colby here tells the urban legend of a fisherman guy who killed people with a hook, specifically teens with dirty little secrets, but only in the summer. The lore has never been clear on the dangers of springtime secrets.
What about you, Zoe? I bet you got some dirty little secrets.
God, I hope not. Then she'd be a target.
I heard you suck in bed.
Anyway, Colby, it'd be awesome if you could
Win me a monkey.
No.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, great, you did.
Happy 4th of July, babe.
I guess now you get to deflower me, Amber, before you leave for college at the end of this summer, which I'm hoping will never be remembered as last summer, just a summer. Except, oh shit.
Marine Candidate Davis reporting for duty.
PJ is the man. He's gonna join the army and literally kill people, which, speaking of, wow, wasted no time. But fortunately, PJ was drafted into the Army's skateboard division. Their motto is Semper Shredding. So he appropriately just shreds the shit out of some gnar to escape.
Oh, shredded.
Man, that gnar's gonna come back with a hook after how hard PJ just shredded it. But PJ ends up on top of a parking garage, and though he does a super sick, definitely not rotoscoped ollie off the top, he lands back first on top of a tractor spike, which still isn't a league-recognized trick, but I refuse to stop my campaign to get it certified. It's pretty cool.
How was PJ's movie? It was awesome.
Oh God, it was sick. Everyone saw it.
Turns out this was all a prank gone horribly awry when somebody moved the mattresses.
Should have double-checked the mattresses, Roger.
Slide your soft, flabby body into a cloud-branded mattress.
Not to pick apart this otherwise sick and perfect plan, but actually he landed on a tractor spike, not the ground. Mattresses weren't gonna help, no matter where they were. When people are brought into hospitals with gunshot wounds, none of the doctors are like, well, where were the mattresses? And even if he did land on mattresses, he was still gonna die. Like, they're not breaking that fall, dude. He fell off like a 6-story parking garage.
Oh my God, look!
Not only was his target very small, you're not jumping specifically, you're like grinding and then ollieing into it. It's like you're so dead, regardless.
You hit that mattress? I'm gonna have to. I gotta.
He didn't.
Like, did they practice this a lot? Because he didn't see that the mattresses were moved. It's like he was going on muscle memory of, this is where they've always been. It's such an insanely elaborate trick to jump off a parking garage into some mattresses. No look, but also he hits a tractor. So like, also he was bad at it. And he lands on his back. So like, again, he was gonna land back first on these mattresses.
But imagine if he hit it, dude.
Oh my God, they would be talking about it for years.
Anyway, that was PJ's job.
Yeah, just pass the ball to him.
So that's the setup for the new accident they don't want to go to the police about. The fact that their dickhead friend skateboarded off the roof of a parking garage and died.
We have to go to the police and tell them what? That it was a big joke?
I'm joking.
I'm joking.
I said to make it real, so.
Yeah, you almost nailed us.
And I gotta give them credit, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. So at least they're staying true to the original. But I mean, they literally did nothing wrong besides potentially incite a panic, right? It's not like they pushed him off the roof. Gravity and stupidity and shredding Nar too hard did that. It's PJ's fault for not looking to see if the mattresses were still there and or if there was, I don't know, a spiky tractor in the way. It's insane to think that it's really anybody's fault but PJ's for not looking where he shredded. But counterpoint,
PJ's dad will try to nail us.
and word has it he's a selfish lover. So Colby scrapes himself with a hook to sell that he was attacked by a real killer, and then they all agree to never tell anybody about the thing that everybody saw PJ do. I guess somebody moved the mattresses. Seems like they would be more interested in who moved the mattresses, but maybe they're just like, I don't know, maybe some guy dragged them 7 feet away. Maybe they should have had somebody planted there to make sure this extremely dangerous part of the plan went off without a hitch. I don't know. I put the mattresses there a week ago. What could have happened?
I did my part.
Yeah, I'm done with my part.
Secret dies with us. Say it.
Secret dies with us.
Secret dies with us.
Anyway, 1 year later, Amber grieves the fact that PJ was buried in a shitty trash graveyard instead of this script, and then snaps a pic with her finger over the lens, like definitely has never held a camera in her life, and then she heads to a sick midday barn party.
I know it sounds boring to you.
What? No.
Colby's at the party too, which is a real surprise because he didn't tell Amber, but like A,
Hey, chill.
and B, you know, we should break up anyway because of last summer, which makes no sense. Murder guilt sex is like the best sex ever. Dave, you're Catholic, right? Is that true? You're always guilty? I just mean you murder people and you feel guilty because you're Catholic.
You really want to do this now?
Sorry.
Also, here's a guy named Lance, who's about as America as they come, with his motorcycle and his flag, and his secret implied fear of an impending TikTok ban.
You're doing your own thing.
Wonder how that ended up. Are you watching this video because TikTok was banned? If so, skibbity toilet my Sigma Gats. Nailed it. I'm so fluent in brain rot.
He is so hot.
Hot like the guy from the bike shop hot?
Yes. No.
That night, Amber receives a letter from her parents that's like, no parties. If you throw one, we'll literally kill you with a hook. I'm just kidding. But seriously, your mother and I own like 7 rain slickers. But then, oh shit, Amber gets literally 50 I know what you did last summer texts, which must have taken hours to compose. Was there a copy paste option in T9? Could a hook hand work a Motorola Razr? And this was in 2006, way before unlimited texting. This series of texts alone must have cost the killer billions. Amber's a bit upset that somebody would go through all that trouble and obliterate her messaging plan, so she heads to Zoe's cool-ass barn, where Zoe's cool-ass band is shredding in PJ's honor. She's like, hey, Zoe.
I don't know what to do. Somebody sent me this. Is that supposed to be funny?
Zoe's like, oh, wow, now you want to talk? You never even came to see my band.
After I call you 10 more times and send you 20 more flyers?
Those cost me money. They're like $1 a flyer.
Because I guess that's how small town bands promoted themselves back then, mailing flyers to people. My local high school band used Facebook, but I guess that's because we were basically hackers. But Amber's like, no, for real, can I crash here though? And Zoe pauses for a second, presumably listening to her Rice Krispies, since evidently she does whatever they tell her to do. And then she says, sure, I don't care.
Couch is over there, bathroom's in the back.
Good thing she doesn't listen to Frosted Flakes. Those are always telling me to kick my friends out into the cold to be killed by fishermen. You do not want to know what Fruit Loops say. Hint, it's very racist. The only cereal you should listen to is Magic Spoon! Sign up today at magicspoon.com/breeding. July 2nd, Zoe and Amber chat with a Roger who is unhelpful.
Roger!
And then they talk to Colby.
So why are you coming down here busting my balls?
Who is also unhelpful, shockingly.
What happened to us?
You really gotta stop asking that. Well, you didn't really do anything, but evidently you all feel guilty about how sick PJ was able to Christ air off that parking garage last summer. It's not that hard to figure out why you're no longer close. Every movie they're like, why are we no longer friends? Well, you murdered a guy. Although in this one, you really didn't do anything. Honestly, it's like his move was so sick. Nobody else does it for me. I just want to be friends with PJ.
I always knew you were a dick.
Later, Amber mountain bikes while decked out in full professional attire to the top of some random mountain to snap pics with her camera that's definitely turned off, like the display isn't even on. You'd have to be a real idiot to think you were oh my, for dick's sake, Dave.
Sorry.
Then, oh my God, somebody slashes her bike tire, forcing her to use a gondola to get back home. But on the way, she's attacked by a hooker fisherman. Hold on, they're in Colorado. Literally, she's riding a ski lift. Why in the world would a fisherman be attacking right now? Is ski fishing a thing? Could they not get the rights to film anywhere closer to water? It's like if Jason Voorhees attacked in space. Doesn't add anything to the story in any meaningful way. It mostly comes off as confusing. Like, imagine if the leprechaun attacked in, I don't know, space. I've watched so many movies like this.
I mean, fishermen have to ski sometimes. Fisher vacation.
That's true. And they bring their hooks and their freaking rain slickers.
People gotta know that you're a fisherman.
They're wearing their like chest high waders. They're so proud of it, and I guess they're so rich. They probably take lots of ski vacations.
You want us to believe you got attacked on a gondola 50 feet in the air?
You gotta think like a fisherman, right?
Anyway, Roger is so sad and guilty that he tries to kill himself with a hook because that's appropriately dramatic and emo like you'd expect from a 2016, presumably blasting the Black Parade. But before he can, the hookerman shows up and kills him. Thank you, maybe?
You're gonna hook me if I hook myself? That doesn't make any sense!
Which means he could have just taken the night off, let him hook himself to death. It only makes it even more confusing when the other three show up to beat up Roger, thinking he's the hookerman, but of course he's not. Thankfully, this weird deputy shows up and seems to generally believe that they didn't murder Roger.
Don't worry, this is over.
Or he just doesn't care. Either way, great stuff. Good detective work. Now, would I murder somebody named Roger, like my wife's ex-only boyfriend? No. That would be crazy. It's such a weird joke because it doesn't, literally only my wife and Roger would get it. But seriously, babe, do you watch any of these videos? I can't believe you never mentioned these asides I keep putting in here. I'm like name dropping ex-boyfriends. I can't believe you don't watch these. Has our flame gone out?
They still got it.
Oh, also Amber's house gets broken into and her very good photos are all shredded. Guess somebody doesn't appreciate blurry, unfocused art. Although then again, this is the era of Facebook. You can find ass photos very easily. The market has already been saturated. Nothing of value was lost. July 3rd. Apparently off screen, we all decided that Lance is guilty, so they confront him.
Well, we just wanted to stop by and see how you were doing.
And he's like, actually, you should look into the sheriff.
He came down here yesterday asking about some secret.
That'll never come up again in this film. I don't actually know what anybody's referring to. And they're like, okay, let's head to the most overexposed diner in film history so Colby can explain his plan, which is to evidently leave a letter on the sheriff's car saying that he knows what he's doing this summer. Then Lance shows up and is like,
I know what you did last summer.
Oh shit, he knows what they did because PJ told him pre-shred, but now Lance is pissed because he thinks they marked up his bike. And also their handwriting is identical to the people stalking them, which is weird. Everybody in this town has the same handwriting and they're all like passing notes to each other to be like, I know what you did at one summer, but I know what you're doing this summer. And honestly, I don't remember who has done what or knows what, but man, the secrets, they're damaging. Oh, hey, Zoe is twice attacked in her dreams and wakes up to her guitar just shredded, which, haha, sick. Hell yeah, same actually. This is the shreddiest town in existence. Colby gets non-lethally hooked in the pool, so I guess you could say that things are getting a little bit hairy. I guess you could say that. So now they fast travel to the weird deputy's house to ask for help, but he's having a party with a bunch of old men and possibly lemons, so he's useless.
Just having a few friends over.
Sucking down on thoughts, outrageous fun.
Amber's like, screw it, let's leave town. But the next day, which is July 4th, if you're keeping score at home, and Zoe's like, I can't leave. I have to be at tonight's show tonight.
I just found out there's gonna be some agents at the show tonight.
And it's just a huge opportunity. And believe me, I get it. I played the most ass shows imaginable in the constant hope that the head of Sony Records A&R would inexplicably be visiting the Charlottesville World of Beer at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday. But the show in question is literally a local talent show in Fake Town, Colorado. I think these agents might just be perverts from the town over hoping to trick you into something you'll regret, like writing all the guitar parts for the soundtrack of God's Not Dead. Can you imagine?
All that remains from that weird time in my life is a track of original score excerpts and an inbox full of emails asking for more ambience.
Fine. Then we're all going to the show.
But the show's not till tonight, so while they wait, they make a passing reference to the first two shitty, but somehow still better than this, movies. And then Lance makes a pass at Amber's mouth hole.
This sucks.
Yes, you're just now noticing. But you know who doesn't suck? Zoe's kick-ass band.
She's good.
No.
Except, oh God, they're attacked backstage. And they run around a bit until Zoe gets separated from both Amber and Lance and from this mortal coil.
She's good.
No.
You don't know.
Oh God.
Fortunately, the scene is intercut with a rap metal band to remind us there are worse things than death. Like rap metal.
Hell yeah.
The sheriff walks up then and is like, hey, where do you kids hide? And then Colby is like, hey, where is everybody anyway? I was just stealing liquor, but... And then the deputy pops up and is like, wait, are you guys killing people?
I know what you did last summer.
How does everybody know?
Roger apparently told him their deal from last summer, and like, who doesn't know what they sort of didn't really do last summer? Like, everybody in town already knows. What is the issue? But again, like, even if they replaced PJ's mattress with a kiddie pool full of razor blades and lemon juice, he got impaled on a tractor. That's called an act of God. A tractor god, maybe, but still, they're innocent. And, okay, never mind.
And you kept it a secret?
I did it for you, Amber.
Apparently nobody cares. That makes sense. I mean, I don't care, so why should anybody else? Hooker shows up and the deputy plugs him twice with a shotgun, but it's ineffective.
Big, strong boy, huh?
Then they run him over with a car.
What the hell was that?
But actually, it doesn't matter what they do to him because the hooker, like this franchise, is apparently an undead zombie. No, really.
I called them barfers because I saw one of them barf real hard one time. God.
No one is gonna believe us.
Amber's like, oh, okay, I get it. Because of our dirty little secret, the legend has become real. Oh, and also the only thing that can hurt him is a hook. Oh, of course he's an undead ghost killer who kills anybody who lies about events on July 4th. Why wouldn't he be that? And wait, if all lies told on July 4th come true, then oh my God, I'm so glad that this video has 1 trillion views and Dave and I are so rich that we wear nothing but leather pants. Manifest. Also, how do you come to that conclusion? Is this the only lie that was told on July 4th? I don't know.
It's become true.
I can't believe this.
I mean, maybe.
Then for the last 8 minutes of the movie, they try to kill the zombie with the hook, but it takes a few tries. And eventually she gets him though and says,
The secret dies with you.
But like, which secret? Half the town already knows your secret, which was stupid and not something that you actually needed to keep secret to begin with. And I thought the whole point of these movies was that keeping secrets about the time you killed somebody was a bad thing. Not just because the zombie might attack you, but like morally? Or do we end up changing course on that? Like lying is good now? Oh no, I guess not. Guess you can't kill zombies even with a hook/wood chipper combination? I think that's the point of the entire series. You can't kill undead zombie lying demons with hooks.
That actually is the lesson I was hoping to impart. Are you listening?
Who was that? Wait a minute. Does North Carolina have like Pacific Cliffs?
No, not that I know of, but...
Isn't it flat as shit by the water? Yeah. Where the hell are they?
Kill Devil Hills is kind of a scary name.
Yeah, but it's sand. Yeah, you could take an ATV and slam somebody, I guess. I never really thought about that. Like, where did they actually film? I love you, California.